It wasn't the common people that killed Jesus. It was the religious people that killed Jesus. It was the Pharisees, the Sadducees. It was religious people that hated Jesus because he challenged their belief systems, you see. Yeah, he challenged their belief system. He told them, you're wrong. You see, favor with God or favor with man. And I tell you, there's another area here. Favor with your church or favor with God. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, that's the one and the same thing right there. In church, I got to have favor with God. No, not so. You've got to prove. You've got to test the spirits. You've got to ask questions whether or not your church is in good favor with God or not. And most of them are not. Most of them are not. And you got to make a stand. You got to quit walking the tightrope between the two. You got to go full overboard to favor with God. Now, I want to challenge you to be promoters of God's truth who are not so concerned about favor with man. How long are we going to walk this tightrope between the two? How long are we going to walk this? I don't want to upset nobody. I don't want to upset my family. I don't want to upset people. We stay quiet. We hold our tongue when we know we should have spoken up, when we know we should have made a stand for God. Are we nothing more than cowards when it comes to God's truth? Are we just a bunch of cowards that will not speak the truth? Now, I know, I don't want to upset people, and I don't want to hurt people's feelings and all that. And there's I can't really say there's a tactful way to do it, but I'm not sure. Look at Jesus' statements. You generation of vipers, you're like dead corpses. How tactful was that? The publicans and the harlots go into the kingdom before you people. How tactful was that? How loving. Oh, Jesus just loves everybody. A lot of what you're being taught in church is a bunch of hogwash. It's a bunch of untruths about how Jesus really behaved and responded. Now, Romans 12 and verse 18 says this. It says, if it be possible, as much as lies in you, live peaceably with all men. Now, I want to tell you something. As this society degenerates more and more, it's going to become impossible for you to live at peace with mankind. It really is. You're going to find it's going to get harder and harder and harder for you to live at peace. Maybe even with your own family. I don't know, but I'm just saying that we got to wake up and smell the roses and realize what's coming down the pike. That it's going to, if it's possible, live at peace with all men. But there is coming a time when it's not going to be possible to live at peace with other human beings. You're going to have to make a stand. You're going to have to quit walking the tightrope. And you're going to have to make a stand for God. It's going to have to be favor with God. And Jesus, Luke 2 and verse 52, increased in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and man until he began his ministry. Once he began his ministry, 3.5 years, and he was hanging on a cross, crucified, killed, because he spoke the truth. If you speak the truth, leave town quickly. Silence makes cowards out of the best of men.